my grandmother's brother, Larry Trimble, was a movie producer. He was the first to put animals into movies. And one Sunday in Burbank, California, they were at his home with other guests from the movie industry for a gathering. And a little girl that was 4 years old came by with her buggy. And in the buggy was a small book. And it said Book of Mormon on it. And she says, I've heard of the Mormon, but I do not know about the Book of Mormon. And she asked if she could borrow the book. So she left that Hollywood motion picture gathering on that Sunday. She took with her the Book of Mormon home. And she was quite surprised as she read the Book of Mormon, because in this book were the same truths that matched the book that she had read her whole life as her favorite storybook, the Bible. And so these principles and doctrines not only complement each other, but they were from different parts of the world, the Bible and the Book of Mormon. She was astounded by this, and she loved the truths that were taught. But she never had an opportunity to meet a Mormon and to ask more questions. And it was in Reedsport, Oregon, a year after moving there, that a knock came on the door. And there stood a young man who said, I'm a representative of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. And my grandmother says, that's the Mormons, isn't it? And he said, yes. She says, I have a Book of Mormon that I knew who you were because of it. And she invited him right in. She wanted to be able to ask him questions and be able to learn more about this Book of Mormon and the religion. My grandmother was very excited that there was a church on earth that actually testified of Jesus Christ, not only in the biblical time, but those that were here on the American continent. She knew those truths were true. And my grandmother and her two sons were baptized into the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints in Reedsport, Oregon, they being some of the very first members in that town. My first experience with the Book of Mormon that made it where I knew this was the truth beyond hearing it at church was in seminary. In Oregon, I had to go 25 miles round trip every morning to seminary. But my family was very stalwart with wanting to know the truth and being part of the gospel. So my first year in seminary was the Book of Mormon. And I can still remember reading that book under the eaves of the home where my bedroom was. And tucked away, I can still see the bed and the lamp where I would read and read the Book of Mormon, because it was so exciting. And there was so much truth, and I had a great seminary teacher that also helped support that. From that year on, I never doubted the Book of Mormon that it was not the truth. I knew that it was a testimony of Jesus Christ, that many had sacrificed in the old and new world for these truths, and that Jesus Christ had appeared here upon the American continent. I loved that. And as I went away to BYU years later, I took the Book of Mormon again as my studies, and it just deepened that knowledge and that testimony. It is the keystone of not only my testimony, my father's, my grandmother's, but generations that have come since then. Many missionaries have served and testified of Jesus Christ in the Book of Mormon throughout the world in our family, and are thankful for this.